The preacher was still praying when my sister's voice cracked the quiet like a dropped glass. You killed your own name? Every head in the little Gulf Coast chapel snapped toward me. My father's shoulders locked. My mother's gloved hand flew to her pearls. My brother actually dropped his flask, the metallic clink echoed off the rafters like a gunshot. I stayed standing at the back, black dress pressed, heels silent on the worn pine floor, holding the memorial bulletin that listed me as Dr. Lennon Sage, granddaughter of the deceased. The seat saved for family of the deceased stayed empty. Just like always. Only this time I was the one who made sure it stayed that way. They thought death would drag me home and force me to explain. They never guessed I'd already buried the version of me they knew. I used to be Nora Whitlock. The third child. The quiet one. The afterthought who learned to live on leftovers of attention. In the big white house on Galveston Island, love was loud and limited. My mother could spend 3 hours on the phone soothing my sister Presley after a bad breakup, voice syrupy, endless. My brother Hayes could wreck Dad's truck and still get high fives for walking away without a scratch. I, meanwhile, could win a national oceanography prize at 16 and get a distracted "that's nice, honey" while Mom scrolled wedding Pinterest for Presley's third engagement party. I perfected invisibility. I scheduled my own dentist appointments, forged excuse notes in Mom's handwriting, taught myself to drive on the causeway at 2 a.m. so no one had to take me for my license test. When I got early acceptance to Woods Hole/MIT joint program, I told exactly one person, my grandmother Lennon, the grandmother whose maiden name I now carry. She sent a card that said, "Go be brilliant where they can't dim you." They didn't come to my undergrad graduation. They didn't come to my master's defense. They didn't come to the ceremony when I received the NOAA's Rising Researcher Award. But I still tried, one last time, with the big one. My PhD defense was scheduled for the Friday before Labor Day, sustainable blue water harvesting in warming climates. 8 years of my life. I sent engraved invitations. I paid for their hotel. I moved the date twice to accommodate Hayes's fantasy football draft and Presley's destination bachelorette. Mom promised, wild horses couldn't keep us away, Nora June. Thursday night I got a group selfie, the 4 of them on the deck of our beach house, tiki torches glowing, caption "Last blast of summer." Timestamped 9:14 p.m. the night before my defense. I turned my phone off at midnight, walked into the lecture hall at 9 a.m., and defended to a room of strangers and one very proud advisor. When the committee chair said, "Congratulations, Dr. Lennon Sage," I smiled for the first time in months, because that was the moment I decided the name on my diploma would be the last thing they ever got to mispronounce. That weekend, while they nursed hangovers on the sand, I filed the paperwork in Massachusetts. New name, Lennon Sage. Reason, personal choice. No publication required in Texas, no notice sent home. I packed my car, accepted the postdoc in Seattle, and drove west until the air smelled like cedar and rain instead of salt and regret. I became a ghost in real time. New email. New number. New passport. New voter registration in Washington state. Emergency contact, Dr. Amaya Patel, my new lab partner, who actually reads my papers before I submit them. I archived the family chat, deleted every tagged photo, scrubbed metadata. Within 90 days, Nora Whitlock ceased to exist in any system that mattered. They only noticed when the depth of the cut when grandmother Lennon died. Survived by granddaughter Dr. Lennon Sage of Seattle, Washington. I flew in the night before tea. The funeral, checked into a hotel under my new name, and walked into the chapel 5 minutes before the service. I took a seat in the very last row. The program was already printed. My name, in 10-point Garamond, sat there like a verdict. Presley saw me first. Her mascara ran in perfect duplicate streaks. "You killed your own name," she hissed, loud enough for the entire bereaved side of the church to hear. I didn't flinch. "I just stopped letting you bury me alive." Mom tried to grab my wrist as the casket rolled past. "We need to talk after." "No," I said, calm, almost kind. "We really don't." Hayes blocked the aisle, 6'3" of drunk confusion. You can't just vanish, Nora. Lennon, I corrected. And I didn't vanish. I relocated to a place that doesn't require me to audition for belonging. Dad finally spoke, voice hoarse from years of cigars and silence. This is your grandmother's funeral. Exactly, I answered. And she's the only reason I'm here at all. The organ swelled. They had to move or cause a scene in front of half of Galveston's garden club. They moved. After the graveside, they waited by the cars like they still owned the script. Mom tried tears. Presley tried guilt. Hayes tried anger. Dad tried money, college fund he never actually set up, apparently. I listened to every word, face neutral, hands in my coat pockets. When they finished, I said the only thing that mattered. You taught me that love is a limited resource you only spend on the loudest bidder. I just found people who think oxygen shouldn't be rationed. I walked to my rental, got in, and drove straight to the airport. Didn't look back. Didn't need to. The rearview mirror was finally clear. Now I live in a cedar-shingled house on Bainbridge Island. My lab is pioneering fog harvesting arrays that can supply entire coastal villages. My co-authors fight to put my name first. My girlfriend Mira leaves the porch light on when I work late and never once asks why I don't talk about Texas. Sometimes, on nights when the fog rolls in thick and silver, I sit on the deck with a glass of wine and watch the water turn to cloud. My phone, an entirely new number, stays silent. No frantic voicemails. No bargaining texts. No surprise visits, because the address attached to Lennon's Sage is a P.O. box in Friday Harbor and a law firm that bills $600 an hour for harassment. I kept one thing from the old life, Grandmother Lennon's compass necklace. I wear it every day. The back is engraved with her favorite line, "True north is wherever you decide to plant your flag." I planted mine. And for the first time, the wind fills the space around me isn't apology or absence. It's arrival.